employees are still anxious actually. So the next thing for them is like, in terms of their, like, are there going to be any layoffs? What's going to happen to my job and my promotion and increment? And like, when they really ask that to me, like, I'm like, I really pause, and so many questions. So, and one thing that's true, because of these questions, what we did was we did a kind of a survey, just to kind of check the pulse on the floor types. So one thing that really stood out was like, while all of us are working from home, it's like they're stretching hours, and like their work pressure is increasing with children around and older parents to take care of, and and they're putting in those long hours. This really kind of stood out. So what we started doing was we started introducing something like a mental wellness time off. Like 2 weeks back we gave a Friday off, and tomorrow's off again. So initially when we gave the Friday off, they thought every Friday is going to be off for them. So we thought we'll introduce at least twice a month. So that's going quite well, from the employees. Yeah.
Okay. So can you say that again? It's called a mental wellness time off.
Time off. Yeah.
Okay. So every alternate Friday they get an extended weekend. Is that right?
Yeah, we have not put it as every alternate, but this is the second time we are giving off to them. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Anuj, any initiatives that you've seen at Zeiss that you've rolled out?
I think we did exactly the opposite. I think we realized one thing. What happens is when people have the anxiety, the moment you give them very aspirational task, people are into that and they forget everything else. I think that's what we did over the last 1 month. We really engaged them in a lot of learning. So there were a lot of learning which was pushed through our internal, the Curious is a platform that we have. So on an average, at least one person went through 6 trainings, right? The combination of soft skill and hard skill. That was the first thing which we did, just to engage them more and distract them completely from a lot of negativity which was going around. The second thing was there we had a lot of strategic projects. Some projects were more on the business side, some projects were in some of the HR areas. So we engaged some of our top talent. Afeef, some of the top talent were involved in those programs. Again, we saw there was a lot of energy, whether things like, let's say robotic process automation, RPAs, or it could be related to great place to work kind of programs. So where even people who were from not really had the functional expertise, let's say someone from sales, could also get involved in some of the HR projects. So they really enjoyed. A lot of them were very, very highly engaged and motivated. So, and we are actually, so that worked quite well for us. And the other thing which we are doing now is very clear when the employees come back. Some of us have already been coming to office from last couple of weeks. But once we fully open, I think we are going to set very aspirational targets for ourselves. We still have the hope that we can come back and accomplish our yearly budget. So we close our year in September. Though I think it looks very, very difficult, but I think one way to motivate or engage the employees again is to give them very aspirational tasks. So they fully commit themselves to that. I think that's what the approach or strategy that we are adopting. It worked during the lockdown. We just need to ensure that, I think it works even after the lockdown is open.
What's very evident is, how well does the HR understand the pulse of the organization? Someone understands that, hey, listen, I need to give you guys, a mental timeout, and at the same time, another company understands, the pulse of the company in terms of giving them aspirational projects. I would just like to hear from your perspective, what are some of the wins, if any, that you have spotted during this process? There have been some pretty interesting things that we've seen on media in terms of how certain people have come out as well. So what are some of the wins that you spotted?